So, have you ever wondered how to make a Minecraft server where you and all of your friends can play together? Well, in today's video on Better Gamer Official, I, the Emerald Fishy, am going to show you how you can make a Minecraft server completely free for both Minecraft Java and Minecraft Bedrock using the dedicated server tools that Mojang provides. So, let's have a look. Just before we get into the video, I have a couple of disclaimers to make. The first one being that all of the downloads that I cover today and server setups are going to be done in the operating system of Microsoft Windows. So if you are looking for tutorials on macOS and Linux, you should research elsewhere. The second and final disclaimer is that you chances are will probably need some form of computer to be able to run your server. Whether that be running any operating system that is compatible with the server setups that I'm going to be showing you today for both Java and Bedrock. So firstly, let's discuss how you would download the Minecraft Java Edition server. So, you can see down here where it says download Minecraft server 1.16.1 jar and run it with the following command. So, where this text here on this line is green and underlined, that's a hyperlink. So, if you click on that, here in the bottom corner you can see that actually will download a file. So, after that file has downloaded, it will say, well, most browsers will give you a quick warning. Surely we can trust Mojang not to harm our computers, so we're going to click keep. And then what you want to do, you want to move this file from your downloads folder into another folder. So, when you have pasted the server.jar file in here, what you want to do is double click this and it will create logs, eula.txt and server properties. Now, what you want to go and do is go in to eula.txt, and here there are some terms and conditions which you're probably going to want to read. Down here, what you're going to want to do, you want to change this false here, you want to change it to true, okay, and save, okay. You can save by going file and save. So change the false to true and go file save. Then you can close this. Then you're going to want to run the jar file again. So what it's going to do, it's going to prepare this spawn area and then it's going to load it up. So this is your Minecraft server started, okay? So what we're going to do down here, well, when it would load, what you do down here is type stop and press enter. I think it's only going to stop it though. Spawn area. It's taken a while for me just because it's the first time running the So we're going to move on to server properties in a moment. However, first what I'm going to do, so you don't have to open this, what we're going to do is we're going to right click new and click text document, okay? Then you're going to call this whatever you want, so I'm just going to call it server start, okay? Then what you're going to want to do is right click it again, rename it and change the file extension to .bat, okay? So if that file extension isn't there, all you need to do is go to view here and then click hidden items, make sure that is checked. So then you have a batch file. So what you need to do is right click this and click edit, and then as you're going to see, it will open a notepad. So what we're going to do, we're going to go back to Google Chrome, and this command right here, you are going to select it, right click it, click copy, go back in to the notepad document and right click and click paste. So then you will have the command to start the Java server. Now, no GUI basically just means it won't do the same GUI graphical user interface as it did last time, it'll just open it in a command line window. What you can do here as well with these is change the amount of RAM your server uses as well, which you can look into. Because that might be something you want to do. Then all you need to do is save that, close it, and if you click this, what it'll do, if it doesn't fail, so mine's failing right here. Hi guys, sorry I'm back here again. I just wanted to say that I figured out why on the Java server that my server.bat wasn't actually working. So if we go into this, what you need to do is make sure that the name that's in front of this .jar is the same as this down here. So what you're going to want to go and do is select Minecraft underscore server.1.16.1, or depending on what version you're in, and go to server.jar. Or just name it whatever your server comes as. You can, like I said, you can change the RAM, but now as well, it'll bring you up in a command line format because there is no GUI. So yeah, that should now work. I'm sorry I struggled to say that in the video. So if you open it, like I said, now as you can see, what it's going to do eventually, hopefully, is start the server. So again, thanks for watching, and now your server should load up in the command line. Now what we're going to do is look in the server.properties file. So in here, you can see that we have a lot of settings that you can change. Some of the main ones being the seed, the command block usage, the level name, certain game rules, stuff like that, maximum players. One we're going to focus on is the server port, okay? So I would generally leave that as the default port, okay? Because that is basically a good idea, because nothing else should be using that on your network unless you've assigned that port, to another rule, which is very unlikely. So you can change some settings in here, have a look around, but we're going to again be focusing on this, the port, okay? So when you've got the port, make sure to write that down, okay? Now, if you've launched your Minecraft server and you want to try and connect to it, all you need to do is type CMD in here. Then what you need to do, you need to click open, and you need to type in ipconfig. Now, I'm going to have to blur a heck a lot of this out, okay? But what you are actually looking for down here is your IP4 address, okay? This, which I've selected, which you won't be able to see because I'll have blurred it out, is what you are going to use to connect to the server, okay? So if you're going to your Java server, create a server, enter any server name, make sure with the server application open that you enter that in, or whatever device is hosting the server, you'll need to enter that device's internal IP address into the server address if you're connected to the same network as the device running the server. I know that was a headache to get your head around. Also, you are going to need to remember the default gateway as well, and you're going to have to get this and write it down. Okay. Then what we're going to do is set up something that's called a port forward. Okay, so what you need to do, you need to go to the internet, get a new tab, and enter your gateway in. Then you are going to log in. Then on the device that your server is running on, you need to find a port forwarding section, okay? Then you need to come down here and you've got a rule. So we're going to call this Minecraft Java server, okay? Then you're going to leave the service as other. Protocol, you're going to go to TCP UDP. For external host, you're going to leave that blank. But for the external port and internal port, you are going to enter the port that was in your properties. Now that might not be the actual port because I didn't bother looking, but that's what you need to do. Now this is my internet GUI for my router downstairs, so depending on which ISP you have, or who you are with, let's say, company-wise for internet, this GUI will look completely different. However, this is the port forward you need to set up. Make sure your internal host is the internal host of make sure to enter the internal IP address here, of the device that is running your server. Then just click add or whatever it is on your GUI and you will have a port forward so other people can join your server. But then, to get other people to join your server, you will need to type in what is my IP address, okay? So then you will need to give this IP address here to your friends so that they can join your server. Again, on my video here, it will be blurred out. It might be worth keeping hold of this as well if you are thinking about setting up a Bedrock server, which we will get onto later. And after that, you're pretty much complete. You can change any properties. You can have a look through these as well, depending on what you set up on your server. Have a mess about with it. So after you've done all that, you are pretty much complete. You can launch your server on the device it's running on and join. Make sure to use your internal IP address on your device that is running the server for you to join, and give friends your external IP address, which we've just found from Google. Okay, so now we are going to have a look at how to make a Bedrock server. That lifts a lot of weight off my shoulders because I struggled to get through that Java one then. So, what you need to do, you need to say here, by going to this link in the description, also the Java link will be in the description as well. You need to go here, tick this box and click download, and that will actually, eventually, download, I didn't even click on it, did I? Nope. Download the server there. So after it's finished downloading, what you're going to want to do is find that and extract the files out of it into your server folder. So all you want to go and do is find where the folder's downloaded, right click it, click extract all, choose the folder you want to extract it to by clicking browse here, and then click select folder and then click extract. And what that will do, that will put all of the files that are in the Minecraft Bedrock folder in the downloads into your actual server folder. So after that, you may notice that this is all here. So after, what you want to go and do as soon as you've extracted the files is double click on bedrockserver.exe. It might give you this. Just click more info and run anyway, because Mojang are not going to harm your computer. This will then run the server, give you this error again. Just click allow access, and then your server will be started. But after this, straight away we're going to type in stop, and then that will stop your server. But then, look how many folders it's created. So technically, the resource pack folders on this are a bit false, because they say there is no way of activating resource packs in a world. However, if you copy a world into your worlds folder that's called, like, whatever your world name is in server properties, that has resource packs attached to it, complex process for some people to go through. So after you've done this, we're going to go and have a look at the server properties. So this is a bit more complicated than the Java one. You can go through here, change some settings. Some settings you may not understand, that's fine. Just change some settings that you want. So the level name, the level seed, default play permission level when they join, if they have to have a texture pack to join. You can change a lot of things in here. However, one thing I'm going to tell you to do is you've got server port here and server port v6. Make sure that these are the same. So for this example, I'm going to change them both to 19132. Okay, then you will save that and leave after you finish going through and editing it. So then what you are going to do, you're going to use your internal IP address, which you found before, if you want to go and look back, to connect to the server, making sure that this is open, and you should technically be able to connect through. If you are experiencing any errors, I highly recommend going to this link here that I've just selected, because that has a lot of things to help you to find out what to do. But for other people to join, you are going to have to go and set up another port forward for Bedrock, which is what I'm going to go and show you how to do now. So because I have a Bedrock server, I already have a server port forward set up. So you can name it whatever you want. Make sure the protocol is on TCP/UDP. Put in the external ports here, and the internal port are the same as what's in the property file, and make sure your internal host is the same as the device running the server again. Pretty similar to last time. So now what you can do for your friends to join is give them your external IP address, which you can find out by doing what is my IP address in Google, like we did earlier on in this video. To find out what your external IP address is, give it to them and they will be able to join. So, some people, for their external IP address, will experience dynamic IP. So that means that on a regular basis, their external IP address will be changed. Now, this can be pretty difficult, because if it happens while your friends are playing on your server, they can be kicked off and may not be able to join back until you give them the new IP address, which can be a bit of a pain. So, using a tool such as NoIP, which is what I use for my server, you can create a host name and use a certain extension to it for free. You can have up to 3 for free. You can go and find out how to do that by doing some more research. Just search NoIP into noip.com in the top. They have lots of help to get you started on having a domain name server. Basically, all it will do, it will stay connected to your external IP address all the time, check to see if it's changed, and it's cool because if you see like a server that has like play.minecraft.net, for example, that's really bad. But then it's a little bit like that, but obviously not totally. You can have up to 3 free host names using NoIP, and obviously there are more tools out there that are more flexible. But if you want to do it for free, then this is what you will use. However, this step is completely optional. So guys, that is it for today's video on Better Gamer Official. I hope you've enjoyed it. Let us know in the comments what you thought and leave some suggestions of what you would like to see in the future. Thanks for watching everyone, and I'll see you soon. Bye!